So, this presentation is in preparation of your essay on understanding, the ascetic aim of understanding, and the title is Identify the different yoga system explained in Bhagavad Gita and justify why Bhakti Yoga is supreme. In addition, clarify why the other yoga systems are steps to come to the platform of devotional service. So I give you the question, and that's mainly what I will present in this lecture. There are three things. Identify the yoga systems.
Can you take one more because I give it?
Yeah. Identify the yoga systems. Justify why Bhakti Yoga is supreme. And all these yoga systems are stages of coming to the platform of devotional service. So, I will start with reading from the purport of verse 10.10 of Bhagavad Gita. There, different yoga systems are described. When a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in karma yoga. When he knows that the goal is Krishna but takes pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna, he is acting in jnana yoga. When one knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, he is acting in bhakti yoga or buddhi yoga, which is a complete yoga. Complete yoga is the highest stage, perfectional stage of life. So there are different yoga systems. The first is karma yoga. Karma yoga has different levels. The second is jnana yoga. The third one is dhyana yoga or ashtanga yoga. And the fourth one is bhakti yoga, or Srila Prabhupada used the term also buddhi yoga. First, karma yoga. Karma yoga, we heard the definition of this yoga in the second chapter. Karman evatikaraste. Karman evatikaraste, mindfulness kadachana. That's text 247. So one must do one's duty, but is not entitled to the results of one's work. So that's a yoga system which has two qualities. It's action, because one is going to do things. Work, karma means work, doing things. What will one do? Doing one's duty. So that's the quality of this yoga system, is action, or a characteristic is action. But the second characteristics of this yoga system, karma yoga, is acting with detachment. So you have action and you have detachment. It's detached action. That
acting with detachment.
Yeah. I'm not going to speak about subdivisions of Karma Yoga. We will do that see that in the third chapter tomorrow. Because you have Nishkam Karma Yoga, you have lower is Sakam Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga. And further, anyway. But what's the result of performing Karma Yoga or action in a detached way? That we have learned already today that one of the results of doing Karma Yoga is one does not have reactions to one's activities. It's non-reactive work, no karma is generated. And because one is not influenced by lust. Lust, we will see in the third chapter, covers one's intelligence. Takes away one's spiritual intelligence. One identifies more and more with the body and the mind. That's one effect. The other effect is the heart or the mind becomes purified from lust, anger, greed. And by that purification, one revives one's spiritual intelligence. One starts to understand, I'm not the body, but I'm different from the body, I'm different from the mind, I'm a spirit soul. In that way, Karma Yoga leads one, and that's important, Karma Yoga leads one to knowledge, leads one to the development of knowledge, spiritual knowledge. It enables one to understand the difference between matter and spirit, between body and soul. Unless a person engaged in Karma Yoga, one cannot understand that it's not the body, not even begin to understand. But by engaging in devotional service, it leads to transcendental knowledge, to understanding that I'm not this body, I'm spirit. And so, this will lead us to the next yoga system. Because when one becomes aware, I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul, then one wants to know the difference between the body and the soul. And therefore starts Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the study of Sankhya with the purpose to understand the difference between matter and spirit. So one becomes interested, one wants to know, who am I?
Study of Sankhya, which?
Sankhya. Yes? What did you write down?
Is the study of Sankhya, which leads to understanding.
Which leads to understanding the difference between matter and spirit.
Okay.
So that's mostly done by the study of Vedanta. And we studied a lot of Vedanta today. All that part of Sankhya from 211 to 230 about the characteristics of the spirit soul, that's Sankhya. That is Sankhya. Understanding that the soul does not die. When it takes birth, it has to die. When it dies, it takes birth. The soul cannot be cut to pieces. What changes is material. What does not change is spirit. This kind of study, that's Jnana Yoga. Study of Vedanta. And that leads to renunciation. One renounces material enjoyment, one understands that this is a cause of entanglement. And this Jnana Yoga has two characteristics. Knowledge and attachment. It's the cultivation of knowledge and attachment. One understands I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. So why be concerned so much with the body? I'm going to diminish these bodily demands and gradually renounce. Knowledge and attachment. So we said Karma Yoga is action and attachment. This Jnana Yoga is knowledge and attachment. But then when one starts to realize I'm a spirit soul, then one wants to naturally experience being a spirit soul. And go within and find the spirit soul. Yes?
Yeah, Maharaj, you said that Karma Yoga leads to Jnana Yoga, yeah? And Jnana Yoga is
Karma Yoga normally should lead to Jnana Yoga.
Yeah.
In ideal circumstances. We will explain later, that's the next point, why it many times does not happen.
Because we need knowledge to do Karma Yoga with knowledge. When we sacrifice everything to Krishna, that's why we need knowledge to know how to prescribe our duty in Karma Yoga.
Yeah, but you are already mixing up a bit. Because you say, you are speaking about serving Krishna already.
This is only not Karma Yoga.
Karma Yoga in its higher states, yes.
Okay.
But the on Nishkam Karma,
this is Nishkam first.
Krishna is not yet involved. One must first realize I'm not this body. And then realize who I am. That's another stage. Yeah. So then, one wants to experience being a spirit soul and go within and find oneself, make the heart peaceful. And then one practices Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is eightfold yoga systems, starting with Ashan, with Niyam, Yam, Ashan, and Pratyahara, and all these stages up to Samadhi. These are 8. So the practice, this practice helps one to go inside and meditate. It's a very difficult process. Finally, by breathing exercises, pranayama, one purifies the mind in a mechanical way and makes it free from lust, anger and so on. And then one can meditate. Very difficult. Only a few in this world can do that. Especially in Kali Yuga, no one is qualified to do that. But that's the Ashtanga Yoga or Dhyana Yoga. Or in short, that's what call people yoga. And this yoga has three characteristics. It is detached, because to go inside one must be detached and peaceful. That it is in knowledge, because one must know one is a spirit soul, otherwise it doesn't work. Knowledge. And it's meditation, the third quality.
Knowledge, detachment, and
Meditation.
Meditation. That, and what's the result if everything goes well? Of that, it's yoginam, abhisarvanam, matchanam, pratmanam, shadvam, vachdeumam, sami yuktatamam, matha. One finds Paramatma, the super soul in the heart. When
What was the brevity of the verse? The verse
647 Yoganam. Yes. Then one finds a super soul. But then the yogi who finds the super soul, he wonders, what's the source of the super soul? Is it Banam Jnananamante
What's that?
what's the source of
The source.
Jnanavamam Papachate? Yeah. Banam Jnananam Banam Jnananamante Jnanamam Papachate Vasudeva. Yeah. It's Banam Jnanamante Jnanamam Papachate Vasudeva Amita. That it's after many births, the jnani becomes the realization that Krishna, that Vasudeva, or Krishna is the source of everything. It is 7 Pranam Jnanantam Jnanamam Pavachadeva Savamiti Samatma Sudogavam. So this is a Mahatma, one of the many births, realizes that Vasudeva, Krishna is the source of all.
Which word is this 7?
719. But anyway, this is about the jnani, this is not about the yogi. But the yogi comes also to this realization. He wonders what's the source of the super soul. And he understands it's all pervasive. That the source of the super soul, he realizes then is Krishna. And then he understands, I'm a part and parcel of Krishna. That I'm a part and parcel of Krishna. It is natural for me to serve Krishna. And then he engages in devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. Devotional service. What is the natural occupation of the spirit soul? And Bhakti Yoga is the complete yoga. It has 5 characteristics. It is action, in a detached way, in full knowledge that I'm a part and parcel of Krishna, spirit soul. That it's a meditation on Krishna. That and the 5th characteristic is devotion. It has 5 characteristics, and therefore it's a complete yoga.
Knowledge that we are part and parcel of Krishna, after that?
Meditation, devotion.
and meditation.
So these are the 4 yoga systems, and now one comes to the other. But that's a process that goes after many, many lifetimes. But it's better to take immediately to Bhakti Yoga. Take the direct path. No need to go through all these stages. There are stages, like you have stairs. And the stairs go up. One must go up. It's not that you go on the stairs and you stop in the middle and say, I'm going to sleep here, I'm going to stay here, doing everything. No, you have to go up to the house. Now, the question is that mostly there are stages of coming to Bhakti Yoga, but mostly they don't come to the level. They get stuck. That the Karma Yoga, Karma Yogi, he gets stuck because he feels satisfied. No material desires anymore at the end. Then
Karma yogis, they stuck because they are satisfied, huh?
Yeah. They and the Jnana yogi, he gets stuck because he understands the Absolute as being impersonal. And the Ashtanga Yoga of the yogi gets stuck because it becomes attracted to the yogic powers that come with the development of yogi.
Because?
The yogic powers, you get siddhis, yoga siddhis, very great powers, and that's a deviation.
All questions possible now?
Let's finish first. Yes, still to answer the question, why is Bhakti Yoga supreme? So, why is Bhakti Yoga supreme? First, we gave already one reason. It's a complete yoga. It has its 5 characteristics. So, Bhakti Yoga is the only yoga that changes your desires. It takes away the material desires and changes it into spiritual desires, desire to serve Krishna. So, Bhakti Yoga is the only process that really purifies the heart from material desires. This is demonstrated by the story of Ajamil. In the 6th canto, the beginning of the 6th canto, we have Maharaj Brexit asking his spiritual master, because he had just heard the 5th canto, and a description of all these hells. And he's asking his spiritual master that how can conditioned souls, how can they prevent going to these hells? They are suffering so much. Yeah. And then Swami said, yeah, they can avoid going to this hell if they atone for their sins. If they counteract their sins by austerities, sacrifices and so on. Then Maharaj speaks, it said, but that doesn't work. It's like an elephant bathing. An elephant bathes in the Ganges, comes out, it's clean, it takes some dirt with its trunk and throws it on its back again and it's dirty again. So people, they become free from their sins, but they perform sinful activities again because the desire to sin is still there. And then Sukadeva Swami said, yes, it is only devotional service which destroys these desires for sinful activities, which purifies the heart. The other yoga systems will not purify the heart in that sense, will not change your desire. It may purify you from the reactions of your sinful activities to a certain extent, but it will not change your desire. It will, Bhakti Yoga uproots material desires with root and everything. And that makes Bhakti Yoga supreme. It's supreme because also it's a natural occupational position, or it's a constitutional position of the spirit soul to serve Krishna, because we are his part and parcels. That's the activity of the soul. The jnani may realize I'm not his body. That's nice. You are not his body, but who are you? That's not answered by the jnani. Who are we?
Aham brahmasmi,
They say, yes, we are spirit. But what's your activity as a spirit? To understand what spiritual activity, you must know who you are. And just by saying I'm spirit, I'm not his body, I'm Brahmasmi, you don't know who you are. Because we are a part and parcel of Krishna. And we have a relationship with Krishna. And the spiritual activity means engaging in Krishna's service. I'm Brahmasmi just means I'm not his body, I'm spirit. But I'm not his body, I'm spirit. But who am I?
They said I'm Brahman.
That's me. I'm a servant of Krishna. Who is this Brahman? This Brahman is a servant of Krishna. Yeah, that's Mayavadi philosophy. They think Brahman is the absolute truth in the last word.
Brahmano pratishtaham.
Yeah, Krishna contradicts that. Krishna also says in 7.7, nothing in this world, nothing can excel me. So Brahman cannot be higher. There are a few more things like that in the Gita. We will see. So in that way, we have these 4 systems with different characteristics that the karma yoga gets gradually come to realize I'm different from this body. And then he becomes interested because he gets knowledge. He wants more knowledge. Who am I? and starts to understand by the study of Vedanta and the difference between matter and spirit. And then, if he comes to the platform of realizing that he's different from this body, then he wants to experience being different from the body, and goes to Ashtanga Yoga. And then, by the forms of Ashtanga Yoga, if one reaches the perfection, what is very rare, one finds a super soul in the heart. And then one wants to know what the source of the super soul is. It's in the Vedas. Krishna is the source, Narayana is the source. Because it's an expansion, it's one of the Adi, it's one of the Purushottam avatars, one of the avatars engaged in the creation. It's another name of that. Forgot it. The Purusha avatar. Yeah.
From Sankarshan it comes? It comes from expansion of Sankarshan or no?
No, that's originally Krishna, his first expansion is Balaram. It's not that Balaram comes from Krishna. That's a material calculation. You say one thing comes from a mother in the material world, but there it's not coming from. It's eternal. Therefore, Balaram is the first expansion of Krishna. And from Balaram comes Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And they are the source of all the Narayan forms in the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. And then from this Sankarshan comes the second Shatavyuha, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. From this Sankarshan comes then Mahavishnu, Karanodakashaya Vishnu, who lies down in the coastal ocean, the Viraja river. And from his exhalation come all the universes, and he enters each universe as Kapotakashaya Vishnu, and there he started to sweat. It's warm inside, and I sweat. Half of the universal egg is filled, and he's floating on the bed of Ananta. She's Lakshmi's massaging, and then from his navel Brahma comes, in from the lotus flower. But then he enters every atom in this world as Kshirotakashaya Vishnu. Kshirotakashaya Vishnu is Antaryama El Paramatma. So Krishna is the source. And then the yogi understands Krishna is the source. So I'm a servant of Krishna.
There are like different principles that are coming from Vasudeva, Sankarshan, and Aniruddha, Pradyumna. There are different principles that are moving the world and applicable coming from Vasudeva.
Yeah, that's another thing. Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha has their expansion in the material world. Sankarshan, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Aniruddha is the mind. It's influence of the mind. But anyway, this is that you will see in the Bhagavatam. Nothing to be concerned. These are really details of something you will learn in the future. But these are expansions of Aniruddha. So that way shows why Bhakti Yoga is supreme. In Bhakti Yoga, because Karma Yoga has different stages. You have Sakam Karma Yoga. Like you don't have to mention that detail in your answer, but Sakam Karma Yoga, like demigods, they are Sakam. They are nearly pure, but they have a slight desire to rule the universe. Sakam. But even if they have a slight material desire, it takes away their spiritual intelligence. Because when the earth was in difficulty, because all these kshatriyas were abusing her, acting for their own enjoyment, she went to complain to Brahma. And Brahma said, the only one who can help us is Lord Vishnu to appear to solve the problem. So Brahma and the earth went with all the demigods, went to the shore of Svetadvip. Svetadvip is a spiritual planet in this universe. And there you have a milk ocean. It looks white. In the middle of the milk ocean there, you have Kshirodakashayi Vishnu lying on the bed of Ananta Shades, massaged by Lakshmi. But it's far into the ocean. You cannot see it from the beach. So, Lord Brahma and the demigods were on the beach, and Lord Brahma started to meditate. And he was the only one who could get in contact with Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, because he had no material desires. Where the demigods were Sakam, he had slight material desires. So that even a slight material desire prevents us to feel Krishna in our heart. Yes. So that's Sakam. But Sakam Bhaktas are described in Bhagavad Gita 7.15, I think, Chaturvidya Vajantamam, Yechana Sukhinar Arjuna, Arto Jignash Rachtarti Jnanasha Paratakshava. There are 4 kind of people, Krishna says, who are approaching me with material desires. They are the one who is in distress, like Gajendra, the one who are curious, like the sages of Namisaranya, inquisitive, and then the one who wants wealth. Dhruva Maharaj wants the kingdom greater than his great-grandfather Brahma. And then the Jnani, the one who wants to know the absolute truth, like the 4 Kumaras. So they have all material desires. They have all material desires.
So
But by engaging,
This is Sakam.
but by engaging in Krishna's service, Krishna can do something what the demigods cannot do. Krishna fulfills their material desires and takes them away at the same time. That's the speciality of Krishna. He alone can do that. So whether we are full of material desires or don't have any material desires, we should worship Krishna. He will take them away. If we are sincere, he will take them away. He will fulfill them and take them away.
Where was that verse? Sakama Kama Moksha?
Yeah, that's in the 2nd canto, the 1st chapter, I think. Akam Savakama Moksha Kama Udayati Tivrina Bhakti Yogita Charita Parashampuram. Whether one is full of material desire, if no material desire, if one desires desires liberation, one should be with full force engaged in Bhakti Yoga, and it will purify one. So that's also a characteristic of Bhakti Yoga, which makes it supreme. That it purifies you from these material desires. Even if you have material desire, it doesn't matter. Krishna will purify you.
So now we are doing Karma Yoga and Krishna consciousness. Something like this or no?
Well, Krishna consciousness, that refers to Manmanabhav Madbhakto. One thinks of Krishna when one does one's activities. So many times we are on the level of karma yoga,
Okay.
and sometimes we are on bhakti yoga. If we think of Krishna and do it consciously with devotion for him. Otherwise, we are on karma yoga because we are performing service, and the result is for Krishna, not for us. And that also purifies. Understand?
How I understand, maybe am I right or no idea? We have desire.
Yeah.
We engage our desire for Krishna results. Is there in the way that Krishna give us this prescribed duty, how we're doing?
Yeah, the thing is, we may have material desires, but we have to learn to dovetail them
To dovetail them, yeah.
in Krishna's service. Dovetail is a term which comes from carpentry. You have two pieces of wood and they fit really together. And so we have to perform we have so many capabilities that we have our likes and dislikes. Okay, we have our likes, but let's use our likes for serving Krishna. You like to play music and sing, you do it for Krishna. That you are a good manager, manage Krishna society, manage for him. That you are a doctor or health specialist, you help devotees and for their service. It's so in that way you are engaging in Krishna service. Dovetailing is very important. It's not that we neglect this material desire. I'm renouncing. I'm just going to do what I'm told. But you cannot do that in the beginning.
Chanting
Your attachment is too big. Therefore, a spiritual master helps you how to understand, how to engage my situation and connect it with Krishna. Of course,
we have to engage our quality which Krishna gives us directly, because it depends on the person which quality is born for.
But none of these yoga systems is going to explain our real Swarup as Krishna's service, as Krishna's servant. That's who we are. And that you realize only to Bhakti Yoga. But if you know from the beginning I'm Krishna's service, go direct to Bhakti Yoga. Take the lift, not the stairs, and step by step. It's too dangerous. We go straight to Bhakti Yoga. And when you go straight to Bhakti Yoga, your heart will become purified and you will also go to these stages. In the beginning, you will have to work in devotional service. And you do action and you try to do it in a detached way by doing it for Krishna. And gradually, by doing that, you will, by serving Krishna, the heart becomes purified and you start to realize, yes, I'm not this body. And you want to know more about Krishna, that's here Bhagavad Gita. Come on the Jnani stage. And then one realizes, yes, Krishna is active principle in this world. And when you start to see Krishna everywhere, acting to the heart of everyone, you see how Krishna brings people into illusion, how he guides the devotees, how he arranges circumstances to help you to become detached. You see Krishna's hand everywhere. So, you go also to these stages. But no need to go to this yoga system. You take to Bhakti Yoga directly. You will become purified. You will come to the platform of liberation and then transcend it and then become attracted to devotional service. Because devotional service has two has two stages, main stages. The stage of purification of the heart, then one comes to liberation, and then after liberation one continues to perform devotional service, and then one will develop love for Krishna. Love will develop. Love does not develop for Krishna and for all living entities if the heart is impure.
Actually, is this karma yoga, jnana yoga, jnana yoga, jnana yoga? You have to put bhakti yoga in this.
There must be a tinge of bhakti,
Yeah, I mean
devotion,
the bhakti.
To make it successful.
To be successful, all kinds of this yogi must have bhakti. Otherwise, it's impossible to.
Yeah, well, a tinge of bhakti must be there. Otherwise,
it's an impossible.
It's in the 11th canto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that? Krishna says that in 13. He says that in the 9th chapter. 12. Yeah. In 11 he says, Avajanat mamu dhamansham tanvashita, Brahma vamajanat mamu bhutavashvaram. Fools deride me when I descend in human form, they do not know my transcendental nature, the Supreme Lord of all that be. So, the karma yoga does not know who Krishna is. That, unless in higher stages. The jnana yoga, it's just difference between body and spirit. That, and the Ashtanga yoga, if he's successful, the super soul, but still he does not know who Krishna is. Yeah. So unless he calls them fools, which are deriding who think I'm a normal human being, and they don't understand my transcendental nature. So to a certain extent, the karma yoga, the jnana yoga, and the Ashtanga yoga, they are also fools. They don't understand who Krishna is. And what's the result? Moga samava karmana, mogyana visheshata, raksasim nasram shivam prakati moitim svita. Thus they are bewildered and attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities in their culture of knowledge are all defeated. So if Krishna is not involved, then you will have the jnani becomes bewildered and he thinks, I'm Brahman. I'm merging with Brahman, that's the perfection, he thinks. That because he does not understand who Krishna is. And the super soul thinks, yeah, Krishna is all pervading. And that's it. And he does not go further. He does know Krishna. That Krishna who appears, who has appeared 5,000 years ago, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He does not understand his nature. Therefore Krishna says, we will learn in the 4th chapter, Janma Karma Sumedikam Yomi Viti Tatvadatyakram Purnaracharma Naitamam Urjasarana. One who knows the reason for one who knows my transcendental nature and my transcendental activities does not take birth again. So all this jnana yogas and yogis, they take birth again. They don't know what Krishna is.
But how karmis are renounced inside if they don't have Krishna? Actually.
Yeah, that's like I said. You have sakam bhakti, then you have nishkam karma. But nishkam karma is very difficult.
Yeah.
It's just acting out of duty.
They try. They are actually trying.
But you have so many material desires which will deviate you from your duty. It's very difficult. So one must come to Buddha Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, because then one acts for the pleasure of Krishna. One has an objective. And if you act for the pleasure of Krishna, automatically you are detached. So that's real renunciation, is acting the pleasure of Krishna. Right, that is about these yoga systems. In the Bhagavad Gita, at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarvadam Paricham Mamakam Saram Gacham Tam Sarvapavyamuksisya Mahachtra. So give up all these so-called paths of these yogas. Give them all up.
Which
Just
was that?
surrender unto me. 1856.
86.
66. Yeah? Give them up all. That and just surrender unto me. Surrendering to Krishna is following the instruction of the spiritual master. Bhakti, Yoga, Vyavasad, Mikambudi. Good, I hope this was helpful.
Very much.
That then tomorrow you can write it, but try to put something inside from yourself also, not just the philosophy.